Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're just gonna do a little hangout session and, not be about beauty today. And the reason why I really wanted to film this video is because this has been my life for the past week. I woke up and I was like, okay, I need to stop not feeling sorry for myself, but being in this rut. You guys, I have been in this rut for weeks now, it feels like. And I just feel like I'm in a time in my life where everything that I've ever wanted is happening actively right now. So why am I not more happy? Not to say that I'm not happy. I am so happy. I'm happy with my life. But within my career and like what I'm doing as far as like YouTube, it hasn't been fulfilling my soul. I just felt like I had no purpose. I didn't know if this is what I wanted to do anymore. And everything else in my life is going amazing. This pregnancy, you guys know that I'm pregnant and I love it. Oh my God, this second trimester has been night and day. I feel fantastic. First trimester was really trying. That's where a lot of my emotions and the way that I've been feeling, those negative waves have been coming from, is from the first trimester. But now I'm finally in a place where I'm just like, okay, enough, Melissa. You live in a place where anything can happen and you're not living the best life that you could be living. So I sat down and I was like, okay, I need to better myself. I really need to snap out of it. And I know that a lot of you feel like this too. And you have these moments where you're just like, what am I doing with myself? So I figured that I would make a video on this. Ways to better yourself is what I'm titling it. But really, I just want this to be a conversation between girls where we're just hanging out and we're venting to each other. And that's what I'm gonna do now. Share what I've been doing this past week, these past 2 weeks that really have helped me so much. And this week has been so productive for me. I've gotten so many things done and it's 100% because I've been making these little changes or remembering that this is what I did. And a lot of the times, a lot of us do these things and we do have productive weeks and we have productive months, but life happens and you fall into these traps. And I really just want to be here to pull you out of that trap. If you're there, or if you're feeling dark, you have no motivation, you just need some uplifting. Maybe you just need a girlfriend. I want to be here for you. So grab a snack. We're just going to sit here and talk about ways to better yourself, ways that I am bettering myself. I'm going to be looking in my notebook here, I hope that's okay, about little tips and tricks that I've been doing to better myself. So grab a snack, let's have a seat, and let's hang out. Okay, so the number one thing that I feel has gotten me up out of bed, ready to take on the day, remembering that I live in this world where I can literally do anything, is setting a freaking routine. So I have to wake up early anyways because I have the kids, but some people don't have that motivational factor of something to get them out of bed. So really, I'm here to say that waking up early, having that routine is going to help you significantly. So what I did before is I've always had this routine. I had to wake up, get the twins ready, make their lunch, yada, yada, yada. But the first thing that I would do when I would open my eyes is I would be on social media. The first thing that I would do is open up Instagram, see what everyone's up to. And that would be my first initial thing to do. And I just didn't want to do that anymore. I'm like, this is not benefiting me in any way. And now when I approach my day, when I plan out my day, keyword plan, which I never did before, I want to better myself. I want to do something that's actually going to benefit me in some way instead of just mindlessly wasting it. Because guys, I would just waste my day watching Netflix, watching The Real Housewives, whatever reality TV was on the night before. I'd have it recorded and I'd be so excited to watch that. Like that was an exciting point for me. And I'm like, that's sad, Melissa. Not that it's sad because, I know a lot of you guys enjoy that and it's okay to enjoy that. I still enjoy that, but I just designate when everything is done on my list that I've made, I will do it then. So anyways, I changed my routine to where I first wake up in the morning, I listen to some type of meditation or a podcast. Lately, the last 3 days, I've been listening to a guided meditation. It's called Visual Success. Let me grab my phone. Sorry, I just went and grabbed my phone. It'd be way easier to explain this to you. visualization success hypnosis. So the entire Audible program is like 30 minutes long, and it's basically that visualization. It's a guided meditation to clear your mind. Meditation is so important, sorry, off topic. And it's very hard for me to be someone who's like, okay, I'm going to meditate, just because so many things pop in your mind. And that still happens to me, but there are points where I'm actually listening to the person speak and I will do what they're asking me to, and it grounds me in my mind, and it really does help me to have a more productive day. Instead of filling my brain with like, you went clubbing last night, you had chicken for dinner, first thing in the morning, that is what is going to fuel me for the rest of my day. I was like, no, I can't do that. I can do something to better myself. So I do this. And after I will do this, I will listen to podcasts while I am making my coffee, while I'm making breakfast, kids, while I'm waking them up. I will have some type of podcast in the background, or I will be listening to some type of self-help book, something that is bettering yourself. It could even be music for you, something that will fuel you to have a better day. You know what I mean? Not necessarily hinder you from having your day, distracting you, if you will. I guess music could be a distracting too, but if it's something that's a motivating song playlist, then that's not distracting, it's getting you going. You know what I mean? My whole point in this is to have something that's guiding you or motivating you to have a better day, instead of you wasting it like looking through Instagram, whatever your guilty pleasure is. So speaking about podcasts, I'm not a podcast person. I recently just started listening to them probably 2 weeks ago, but my husband listens to them religiously. And I'm very lucky in that he is the same type of person in where he loves reading self-help books. He's just a person that is inspiring to me to better myself. He doesn't watch trash TV. He barely watches TV. If we watch TV, it's something on Netflix or a movie that we're watching together. And every morning he always has his Bose headphones in and he's listening to something to better himself. And I'm like, why? Like, that's just so boring. Basically, I'm just missing a chance to better myself. And he was leading by example. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. What am I going to lose by doing this? You know what I mean? And I found that it has significantly changed my morning. So just to share what podcasts I really, really like, because I feel like that's what's valuable about this video, because I can sit here and just spit off what I do. But the ones that I listened to this week that have just been motivating me, in general, this person, his name is Gary V, or Ask Gary V is his podcast. Gary Vaynerchuk, I think is how you pronounce his name. He is super motivating for me just because he comes from a place of he doesn't give a shit. He lets you know this is how it is, own it, capitalize off of it, or whatever. Like, just own your shit, move on. You know what I mean? He just makes me feel accountable, pushes me to look at myself and like, it's me. It's not anyone else but me, you know? So listen to him, Ask Gary V. My husband personally loves Tim Ferriss. I've been starting listening to his. I haven't really gotten deep down into his yet, but you know, that's my husband's favorite. I have been liking, her name is Rachel Hollis. I know that she's been really popular. I just went on my popular page, honestly, and just browsed people's favorite inspirational speakers, motivators, and she was one of them. And I really like the way that she speaks. She's just like another girlfriend. You know what I mean? I don't feel like she's someone who thinks she's better than me. And she comes with really good motivational tips and tricks and like just different business aspects. Lewis Howes, I had a friend who recommended him to me. He has a couple of podcasts that I've enjoyed listening to. Eventual Millionaire, there's some very interesting conversations that she has. I always like to see how high performing brains work, right? Like the super uber wealthy people, they have a way of thinking and they have a way of living their life. So I personally am interested in acquiring those habits and learning the different things that they do. You know what I mean? If I can add it into my life, then why wouldn't I want to do that? And a lot of the books that I've been reading lately have been based off of like success and how to better yourself and how to run a business. And I just want to completely immerse myself in that world. I just want a really amazing life, and I know that I deserve it, and I know that I can attain it. And if I can hear it and listen to it and preach it and talk it and it be my world, then the closer I am to that. Does that make sense? And the first thing that I need is the motivation to do that, right? I need to get out of my bed and do that. And by listening to these types of things, I feel like I'm bettering myself, and it literally is so motivating, you guys, if you have somebody there. And the reason why I love Audible, and like, this is not sponsored by the way, is because with reading a book, I like reading a book, but it makes me sleepy. You can't just do it. You know, you can't multitask. That's what I appreciate about Audible and why I totally recommend that to you. So those podcasts, and also some books that I recommend you to read. Actually, I'm gonna do that in a separate video. Give this video a thumbs up if you'd be interested in some books that I've been reading lately. Instead of watching TV, I'm just listening to this. Or if I'm getting ready in the morning, I listen to a book. You know, it's just, I feel so good. This week has just been so amazing. Also, I've been planning, making lists. You know, like I'm terrible at that. I have these two right here and I'm writing down. So the first thing that I do while I'm listening to my podcast, having my coffee, whatever, I will write down what I want to do that day, what I want to accomplish. And I can get better at this. I'm sure I will have more tips for you in the future as my journey keeps going with this. Writing it down and seeing it on paper, giving yourself some specific tasks for the day. At the end of the day, you feel so accomplished. If you just let your day float away from you, at the end of the day, you're like, God, I didn't do anything. And that was happening to me way too much. So I write down everything that I want to get done. And I also recently have been writing down like what my goals are for next year or what I want to attain. I've just been journaling a lot lately, and I usually don't. I'm not one to write something down. I'll like type it in my phone, but I forget about the notes in my phone. And I'm learning that a notebook is your friend. Have like it doesn't have to be this massive. You can have even a little notebook. Journaling, writing your thoughts down in general, planning your day, even the night before. If you can plan your day, I'm telling you, your day is going to completely change. And like, give yourself some tasks, you know what I mean? Even if you don't want to do it, just put it on there. You're gonna feel amazing afterwards. Even further with writing down, I was listening to a podcast on the Eventual Millionaire. I forgot who she was interviewing, but anyways, he was a guy that writes down everything, like literally everything. He has a notepad with him, and he said that write everything down and then clear your brain. You have more brain space. I don't know why that was just so like profound for me, because you know how all these thoughts pop up in our head? Where do they go? Right? If you don't write them down, where the hell do they go? It's gonna pop up again later, or that thought is gone forever. If you write everything down that pops up in your head, you have more space to think about something else. You know what I mean? I know that sounds insane, but for whatever reason for me, I just felt like, oh, if I write it down on paper, make it real, whatever. And I can't even tell you with like something small, like get cat food, get lotion. I don't write it down and I will never get those things. And then 3 days later, I still need these things and I don't have them. Once you write it down, you feel like it's there and your mind can go on to the next thought. You know what I mean? And the same thing for like goals or what you want to do next, what you need, whatever, you know, whatever your brain comes up with. I feel like if you just let it float in your brain and you don't put it to paper, or you put it to whatever, however you want to record this information, it just sits with you. And I found that by writing everything down that I'm thinking in my mind that I want to get done or that I need, it's just been helping me. And I feel like my brain has been taking a break essentially, because it doesn't need to retain that fact or that piece of information that I want it to hold, if that makes any sense at all. So write everything down. Gives me more brain space and I have an empty mind. If I can, at the end of the day, feel like I have nothing on my mind, isn't that the goal? I mean, not nothing, because we're always thinking about something, right? But you get what I'm saying. And I was gonna say these in the beginning, but I feel like that was a given and I would lose you if I said this in the beginning. but working out and eating a healthy diet. If you read self-help books or you listen to podcasts, the number one thing that all of them say is if you don't have a healthy body, if you can't take care of this and what's inside, then nothing else in your life will be achieved. All of them say that. Literally every single thing that I've ever listened to about like helping yourself says that if you aren't doing anything to better yourself physically, whether in food form or like exercising, then how do you expect anything else in your life to, you know, flourish? And that speaks so much to me, and it's so true because as a healthy person, the way that I feel when I am like super healthy, super clean, I'm exercising and I'm eating everything that's right for me and overall health, I feel incredible. And because you feel incredible, so you're feeling your absolute 100, right? And then you're adding all of these outside factors like the podcasts and the books. No wonder you feel like you can achieve everything, because you can. You're at your peak, if you will. You're feeling great, amazing, and then you have all of these resources for you that's just making you even feel more elevated. There's nothing that can stop you. You want to achieve your dreams, you want to go out and like attack the world, do everything. I feel like you wouldn't feel that way if you don't feel good. If you physically are lethargic, you don't feel good, you're tired, you're exhausted, which food directly has a result of, you're not going to go anywhere else. Like none of these tips that I'm giving you to better yourself is not going to work unless you start with those key factors. I know that it's hard for a lot of people to, you know, just drop their habits and go cold turkey and just become this super healthy, fit person. And you don't even have to do it like that. Just give yourself some baby steps, maybe one day at a time. Or if there's like a diet you want to try, which I'm not really a fan of diets just because they don't last forever, you know, give yourself 30 days and see how that goes. 15 days, just give yourself some time. Whatever's realistic in your mind, give yourself that time. Also, like with routines, if it's not normal to you, it's going to be hard. You're going to be like, oh, it's going to be hard to do that. I always do this. But how did you get to always doing that? How did you get to always brushing your teeth, taking a shower? It's a habit that you don't even think about anymore, right? It's just something that you know you have to do. So habits can be created. You just have to change your mindset and create it. Do you know what I'm saying? And this week has just been fantastic for me just because I've been altering those little parts of my life by telling myself, okay, no, don't get on your phone and look at social media first. Listen to this podcast. Listen to this. Get up right away, make your coffee, and listen to a podcast. Do you know what I'm saying? Those little steps. And make sure that you read something every single day. So that is, for me personally, what I'm trying to do as like my personal goals for the end of the day. And I just feel so amazing. You know what I mean? It's just those little things that I'm making myself do, but the outcome is amazing. It's making me feel great. I don't know if this was a short or long video. I'll find out when I'm editing, but those are the ways that I've been bettering myself lately. So I woke up recently and was like, I can't do this anymore. Something's got to change. And this is what I've been doing, and it's been helping me. I know that it's easy and anyone can tell you this, but I just wanted it to come from me, and I wanted to push you to do the same thing. Maybe listen to the same podcast. I will list all the people that I've been listening to lately that have been helping me. And let me know again if you would like to know the books that I've been reading. I will do a whole video dedicated just to that, so it's easy for you to find, and we can like talk, and I can go into each one of these books and why. And yeah, just let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. I appreciate your time more than anything. And please try these tips for yourself, and I guarantee you, you're going to feel amazing like I do. All right, I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you.